Xenoblade Chronicles on the Wii, being played on a Wii U. This is part one of a game that I actually played just before I started making videos for this channel. In fact, I still have, I'm fairly certain, there we go. In fact, I'm fairly certain I have some very old DVD footage I grabbed when I still had my Wii before I sold it. And the idea was that I wanted to kind of craft some footage that I could pull up later, but I didn't actually create any running commentary during those videos. I'm doing that now, starting from basically the beginning, skipping the prologue. We'll do some fighting first things first, then we'll do some exploring, and then we'll read over the manual a little bit before we finish up the video, because I want to establish the basics pretty soon. Because I'm playing on a Wiimote with a Nunchuk now, I will then switch later in my game playing set, about maybe 4 or 5 hours later, I'm going to switch to the Wii Classic controller. Because the game is kind of cumbersome to play with a Wiimote, frankly. It's not too bad, but it's kind of annoying. Press Z to target a monster. We're going to go through this a little more gently as we go along, because we just started the game, so let's at least get some basics in order. Target an enemy to display the battle palette. Select the fight icon and press A. Battle intro. This is why we don't need to go through the prologue, because this is basically everything that was explained during the prologue anyway. It was a can't-lose fight, let's be honest. Approach target to auto-attack. Using arts. You cannot use an art when the icon is crossed out. We'll explain all this in a second once the battle starts. We're going to fight some low-level enemies, it'll be fine. Select from 2 different arts. We can't use this now, we'll use this later. Those Monado arts don't apply now, really. They'll apply later. Select arts with the control pad, the D-pad, press A to confirm. Use backslash to deal damage, I'll mention that once we get into a fight. We can restore with light heal, that is Shulk's second skill, so you'll see that as soon as we start a fight. Select who will be healed, we only have one person to worry about now. The game starts slowly and then it ramps up the mechanics consistently. I think by the time you get to the 15th or the 20th hour, the game becomes pretty complex in terms of all the mechanics we want you to juggle, so every other video will contain a significant increase in the mechanics that we've learned, I want to say. So the game, like I said, the game's going to throw a lot at us as we go, but it will do so at a reasonable pace, so it's not going to dump a bunch of stuff on you won't understand. You'll have plenty of time to practice it too, which is great. This game is cooldown based. There are skills, they are based on a cooldown. HP gauge. Gauge depleted, the character will be incapacitated. The enemies have HP gauges above them. Talent arts. Talent arts are also specific to a particular character. Select the talent arts icon, press A to use it. It's the big icon in the center. To use talent arts, the talent gauge must be full. It cannot be used at first. The gauge fills up every time an auto attack hit connects. So basically over the course of a battle it builds up. Treasure chest, we'll get to that later. Defeat the enemy, drop treasure chest. Beware of aggro during battle. We'll explain that later. So we'll stick to the basics for now. Defeat the monster to make the barrier disappear. Yeah, we'll explain that later too. Cameras I want to explain as soon as possible. Press the C button to display the camera instructions. And further information, see the camera continue tutorial that's down here. Control the camera by using the following button combinations. C button to move the camera freely. C with the D-pad. C and Z together to reset the camera. C plus A to zoom in towards the character. C plus B to zoom out. Briefly press C centers the camera behind the player. The camera display will display fixed as long as C is held down. Okay, that's going to be interesting, so we'll work on that in a second. What are those tutorials down there? Let me mention those. You can review the tutorials at any time. Fantastic, because we're going to need to review these in a while. Further tutorials are added as you play the game. Let's go back a bit. Okay, basic camera controls. Let's move around. Press the C button to recenter the camera immediately behind your character. Like that. Mini maps on the top right hand corner of the screen. Our objective is that red flag that's on the top of the circle right there. So it gives you some idea of what direction we should be headed. And is there a bigger map? Yeah, there should be. Let me just go back a second. I pressed the Z button. Story memo. Struggle Frame managed to fight off their assailant. Rain has to get back to his ship, so we'll deal with that later. Let's back out with the B button here. And let's just practice with the camera a bit. See, you want to hold down the C button. Hold down the A button to zoom in. Hold down the B button to zoom out. Press Z to reset the camera behind the character like that. So that works. Let's get that treasure chest. What's left behind from an enemy. Press the A button. And we'll be grabbing that. Caterpillar syrup. And a broken antenna. Okay, so now we have the basics down, it looks like. Yeah, we can use the... If we're holding down the C button, we can use the D-pad to move the camera around. Again, if you're using a classic controller, you won't have to worry about that nonsense. But since we're playing with the Nunchuk and the Wiimote for now, I want to at least give you an idea about how the game moves and how much you're able to do with just the Wiimote and the Nunchuk, which are cheap. You know, this is a third-party Wiimote. It cost me $2. The Nunchuk cost me $1. Not complaining. I was trying to be cheap, but eventually at some point I invested in a classic controller, and I probably shouldn't have done that. But anyway, press the Z button, and we're not going to initiate a battle yet. I'm going to hold down the Z button and use the D-pad left and right to target these individual enemies. Let's target the lowest level enemy for now. We'll initiate a battle, and we'll stick to the basics. I'm going to stick to Shulk. He's my main character right here. And my friend over there, I forgot what his name is, he's going to attack. I'll explain what that red ring is about later. As I roll around, my character is automatically attacking that little bunnet. Okay, so let's press the main attack. That inflicted break on the bunnet. Gonna attack from behind. Press A. And I got a little bit of a bonus damage because that was behind the enemy when I pressed that button. Positioning this game is real time with cooldown based skills. Although, I guess it's technically not turn-based. But positioning matters in this game. If you're behind an enemy or if you're flanking it to its either side, or if the enemy gets behind you, that matters. But you're pretty much fighting in a small little arena, so it's not terribly cumbersome. By the way, you see right there on the left-hand side of the screen, you can see our HP is full. We're each at level 2. So we'll fight a few more enemies just to practice. Okay, let's get behind this guy, and whoops. Yeah, let's get behind him. And then I will press the button to use my special attack. That skill right there on the left is called my backslash. Attack from behind to deal a bonus damage. And I can also... I'm going to wait for it to cool down. It's almost full. You see it filling up? Yep, it filled up. So you see, once I use the skill, it grays out. You can see the little bar inside the circle filling up. So I'll do one more fight. You can see that. This is the basics, kids. It gets a lot more complicated later, so we got to get these out the way ASAP. Little Skeeter. Start a fight. I guess I should mention this. See that little red ring around my ally right there? That is the aggro ring. I'll show you what that means in a second, because that means the enemy is targeting that person. So if you're drawing aggro on an enemy, it means that that ring around that character means that that ring is the target for the enemy we're fighting. So whoever has the ring around them is being targeted by the enemy. They're mad. The enemy is mad at that character, drawing aggro. Let's go over a few more basics so I can explain a few more of these. Have to do a separate video later where I explain how the combat works, but anyway. Using arts. Yeah, select the arts with the D-pad, press A to confirm. So that's what I was doing during the fight. I was using the D-pad to constantly select the skill that I wanted to use, and then I would press the button to activate that skill. For instance, I was using this backslash pretty often because when I was behind the enemy, I was doing extra damage. You haven't used the heal yet, I haven't needed it. Using arts. You cannot use the same art repeatedly. Again, once I use that skill, it grays out and there's a bar inside the circle that slowly begins to fill up. Over time, that bar is filled and that means I can execute the skill again. So if you're paying attention, you can see when I execute a skill and see how much time it takes for that skill to regen. I want to say there's a meter that there's the inventory screen, or I think there's a menu option that allows us to see how long it takes a skill to recharge. And that's going to be useful later because there are some fights about 5 or so hours into the game that get really challenging if you don't manage your skills properly. Strategy does matter a little bit in this game early on. It matters a lot more as we go along, especially against the bosses and some of the harder enemies. So keep that in mind. We're not just gonna, you know, wander around, press the fight button every 5 seconds just to win a fight. The game actually does require you to manage your skill set every now and then. As you saw during the fights, we have an auto attack, which means your character automatically attacks an enemy if it's close enough. And of course, when you use auto attacks, you're filling up your meters. You're filling up your talent. You're filling up your skill set. This talent art right here every time an automatic attack strikes. So basically, if you're close enough to an enemy to auto attack them, you're filling up your talent art right there at that big circle in the center of the screen. Every time I'm in the middle of a fight. To use the talent art, the talent gauge must be full, as I said earlier. It fills up every time an auto attack hit connects. So every time I was automatic, I remember I'm not pressing any buttons to do those auto attacks. As long as I'm close enough to an enemy to strike, my character will automatically attack the enemy. It won't always hit, but it's going to at least swing. It doesn't do a lot of damage either. Eventually, later in the game, we get attacks. We get weapons and upgrades that increase the auto attack damage that we do. Aggro and position. Let me mention this, because you saw a couple of fights where that red ring was around our characters. That's what that red ring is about. Aggro is a measure of monsters' feelings. We're going to get up in our feelings. Of animosity towards each party member. The more damage that a monster takes from a specific party member, the greater the aggro towards that member. Right now, during most of our fights, our ally is taking most of the damage because he's dealing the most damage. He also has skills that automatically makes enemies target him. He's our tank. So he's sopping up all of this hit damage. And while the enemies are focused on him, I can circle around them and execute my back attack to do bonus damage to an enemy that has its back turned to me because he's too busy fighting my ally. It's basically how it works. This is how combat's going to go for the first few hours, then it gets a lot more complicated later. If a member of the party becomes the target of a monster's wrath, an aggro ring will appear around them. Shulk's back attack, I'm Shulk, deals more damage if he attacks from behind the monster. This is called the art's bonus effect. When the aggro rings appears behind Ryan is my ally, the tank. Shulk has the chance to use backslash from the rear. If successful and the bonus effect condition is met, the damage value will be displayed in a yellow sun, I suppose you could call it. That might be enough for now. Destination. Yeah, out there in the top center of the screen, you can see that little arrow that shows how far I am away from my destination. It's a generic value, obviously. We already explained how the camera works. Saving. Press the minus sign to open the menu where you can save your progress. Right there on the bottom, on the far right side of the menu screen. You cannot save during the battle and story events. However, you can save in most other situations, such as when we're walking around here. Walking around in the overworld. Tutorials. Again, you can always come back here by pressing the minus sign to go to the menu. Selecting the tutorials here. Further tutorials are added as we progress through the game. We'll fight some more, then we'll look at the battle tactics. Oh, sorry about that. Go the wrong way. Press the Z button for a story memo. Shulk and Ryan have managed to fight off their assailant. Ryan now has to get back for a shift with the defense force, so Shulk and Ryan decide to return to Colony 9. We'll do some more fighting first. We'll fight some more, then we'll make a beeline for our home. Let's get behind them. There we go. Okay, let's fight a few more enemies. Alright, we're gonna level 1 enemy here. This guy will be easy. So we're gonna press the A button once we're close enough. We're gonna initiate the battle. We can avoid most fights, I should mention this. In fact, when we get to the end of the video, you'll see me run past a bunch of enemies. They'll be on our screen. We won't do a whole lot of damage to them. Get behind them. Get behind them. Press the backslash. So he's almost dead. So I don't need to heal my allies, really, in case you haven't noticed. Got 12 experience for that. Grab a treasure chest. Stiff hair. These are crap. The game overloads you with craftables, so we're not going to worry too much about those. Set up party members and equipment. Again, there's Ryan, our tank. Shulk, our main. Let's go back. I don't think I need it. We're not going to change equipment yet anyway. We'll worry about this other crap later. The game will explain all this stuff later. It's not going to change anything. And we're going to play dumb. The game will eventually make it worth our time to learn how to do all this other stuff, like leveling up arts. We're not going to do that yet. Area maps. We can't fast travel yet, but fast traveling is somewhat important later in the game. It'll save us a bunch of walking time, but for now we're sticking to the basics, so we'll worry about that later. So don't worry, there is fast travel in this game. It is worth your time to find fast travel points because it makes exploration more rewarding. And also makes it easier for you to get around later in the game when you have to go hither and yon somewhat often, especially to complete those side quests. And of course, there are some dangerous enemies in some areas, so it pays off to fast travel sometimes. Quest details, nope. Check your achievements. Right. Yeah, we'll get to these. Don't worry about them. Okay, did I miss something? We're going back the way we came, so let's zip back here. Alright. Like I said, the camera takes a bit of wrangling, but the game isn't too demanding. The frame rate's usually in the 30s. You see me run through these enemies? Again, I'm not initiating an attack, and they're not attacking me right away, so we can just run by them if we want to. Gather collectibles. Latest editions can be in collection to be registered in your Collectopedia. Fill in a row, collect all the items in an area to receive a reward. See? Got a white beetle. Let's see. Manage items. Collectibles. Thought I got more than that. Got a white beetle. Well, I'm nowhere near where I need to be. This is the Collectopedia for this area. It's got like a Pokemon like collectathon, I suppose, but I want to say you do get bonuses for completing this stuff. Don't know if these bonuses are really that important, but I'll just mention that for later. So again, I'm just running past these enemies. I mean, if you want to fight them, you can. No random encounters in this game. I mean, maybe the occasional enemies later on will start, you know, bum rushing you, jumping out from behind rocks or something. But for the most part, the gameplay is fair. You fight as much as you want to, and the enemies are as strong as... You fight as much as you want to, and that's really what counts. We're not going to initiate an attack. See, we just press the Z button to target an enemy, and if we decide we don't want to fight them, press the B button, and we cancel the initiation. We cancel the engagement. So you don't have to initiate a fight at all if you don't want to. That gives you some idea about what we're dealing with. We're getting pretty close to our destination, which is Colony 9. And we're going to go to the bridge eventually. We might get into one more fight, just so you can see a couple of my other skills. And by the way, check out my... let's go to the menu here. Minus sign. No. How do I see my HP? Just a second. Yeah, let me check on a couple of things here. Give me a second. I can always just press the party button. See? Our HP is completely regenerated. We regenerate HP during travel time. So when we're not in a fight, our HP regens. I'm not complaining. Okay, so we've only done 20 minutes, so we have plenty of time to explore. This will be great, don't worry. Let's see. You probably already knew this. The HP meter is above the enemy's head. You already knew that, right? That was pretty obvious. Let's go to some battle tactics for Shulk. His main talent art, remember the big icon in the center of the battle screen? His talent art is the turn strike. It deals a lot of damage and can inflict a break on an enemy. The talent gauge fills up when I auto attack. So it's vital to auto attack and not just use arts all the time. So basically you stay close enough to an enemy so that you can actually fight. Don't just hang back. Get close to the enemy in the melee range so he can use his auto attack and build up that turn strike. I let Ryan, my partner, bear the brunt of the attacks. He can take a lot more knocks to the head than I can. Remember, he's the tank. Yeah, leave it to me. I distract the monsters and draw aggro while you do damage with the backslash. Don't let me down. So that's why you saw me do my backslashes, because remember, the red aggro ring is around Ryan, so I go behind him and initiate the attack on the enemy from behind. When Ryan is feeling the heat a bit, I can use light heal to help him get back into the game. Make sure you don't... So remember, he's the tank, so if he's taking too much damage, I can use my light heal to throw a little HP his way. Not a lot, but a significant enough amount so he doesn't die in a really hard fight. Thanks, Shulk, but make sure you don't draw too much aggro on yourself. Sometimes you can just want to lay off the arts for a while. Yeah, so don't spam the arts too much. Let Ryan do most of the fighting, and then if he's taking way too much damage, light heal him. Just to make sure he doesn't die. And for my partner, I can play as either character, by the way. I'm just going to play as Shulk for now. He's got Mad Taunt, son. Provokes monsters to attack him, drawing their aggro. Distracts them from the others so they don't get attacked. The talent gauge fills up while I auto-attack. Which he almost always does. He's a tank who just stays there, sopping up damage. He's a sponge. He's a spongy tank. My job is to protect Shulk. I let my talent gauge fill up and use Mad Taunt to draw aggro. Talent gauge fills up when you use Bone Upper too. Pretty useful when we need Mad Taunt. So basically, as long as he auto attacks or executes one of his talents, one of his skills, it's still going to increase his talent art. So his talent art doesn't just fill up with regular attacks, the auto attacks. It also fills up with his Bone Upper, which apparently is a slightly stronger attack. We'll see how it goes. For monsters suffering from Break, I can use Wild Down to topple it. Break is one of Shulk's skills. I want to say his talent art. Shulk's has his talent art is the Turn Strike. So remember, you auto attack to fill up his talent art, which is the Turn Strike. Once that talent art is full, he executes it. It causes the enemy to break. Shulk can then execute the Wild Down to topple it. And when the enemy's toppled, the game will explain that in a second. Attack an enemy with a break art to inflict break. See the little break icon right there on the enemy's status bar right there. Next to the level meter. Attack an enemy suffering from break with a topple art to inflict topple. An enemy not able to attack or move while suffering from topple. So we're not talking about like World of Final Fantasy toppling. We're talking about stunning an enemy, basically. You break them, then you topple them. So you have to break them if you want to topple them. Against some enemies, this is pretty important. Because some enemies are very strong and they will wipe you out unless you topple them. So again, strategy matters because the order in which you execute certain skills does matter in this game's combat. Attack an enemy suffering topple with a daze art to inflict daze. Enemy will still not be able to attack or move. Also, its aggro will not increase. There's a chance for characters with lower defense to deal damage. So basically, if an enemy is toppled, you want to daze it so that you can really wipe it out. And of course, it doesn't increase aggro, so it's basically asleep. You can just beat up on it while it's asleep, or dazed in this case. So now you know. So the question is, how can I initiate an example where I can execute both of those breaks and topples? We'll get to that later. We're almost where we need to be. Should be at the bridge, actually. Yep, Colony 9. We're in the cave. We're in the robot. Remember, this is a living robot planet. So we're living on the side of a robot. Yeah, it's an anime. So we're living on so this particular colony is located on the robot's cave. Which, for all intents and purposes, means that we're like mites. We're like a bacterial, we're like microbes, I guess, living on this robot. And later on in the game, we're going to end up, you know, in the robot's armpit, so it's going to be interesting. So I lost what's his name. That's okay. Visiting the shops. Every shopkeeper has I guess a tent above his head. Sell your loot. Make money by defeating monsters and selling your loot to a shop. Expensive loot has that little shiny icon next to it. Inexpensive loot's just kind of flabby. Accepting quests. Press A to talk to anyone with an exclamation mark above their head. And they're quest givers. Complete the quests they give to receive extra money, experience points, or items. It's cool. Press 2 to trade with named individuals. Some of them will gladly take an item you don't need in exchange for a rare item. Story will progress even if you don't do any trading or complete any quests. However, using these features may give you an advantage. So these are side quests, bonuses. There are opportunities to earn skills, opportunities to earn items, opportunities to complete events that you would not be able to do otherwise. If you're a completionist, this is where the meat of the game is. If you want to just burn through the story mode, you kind of might want to do a couple of these side quests so you can gain a little bit more experience without having to fight enemies over and over and over again. So let's save our game. I think I've already saved it. I'll just make a second save. So we have our ground zero save on top, and we're gonna make our breadcrumb save here. We're only allowed to save 3 times, so we might have to do a little. I think I have a bunch of game saves from the last time I owned this game, like when I was level like 15 or 16 or something. So, because I made it all the way to the jungle. I got all the Moogles or whatever, you know. I got about 5 characters, I want to say. So if I can find my old footage, I'll show you that stuff, because that was mad fun. I had a lot of fun with this game. I just ultimately ended up selling it because after like 40 or so hours, I said, you know what? This game's fun. It's just too expensive. I kind of want to play other things. But this is the kind of game where I might just keep it around long enough to really beat it finally. The game, if I play it a little less often, I'll probably spend a couple more hours just kind of getting my feet wet. And then I'll play it some more. But I kind of wanted to document how the game plays out because this game's something of a... When it gets really late, the harder monsters come out. Okay. There's a day-night cycle in this game, and it does matter in terms of the combat. Which also affects the items the enemies will drop, too. So stuff like that matters. So for now, we'll just explore. And we get experience points by exploring the map. So it's definitely worth it. So the game rewards things other than combat, which I appreciate. There's someone behind here. Give me a second. Another quest giver. Desiree. Desiree's got to be looking everywhere for me. You have to be good with machines. Be careful with them. Yeah, what are you, a Jinx? Like that Transformers character? Yeah, the girl who loved Power Glide. Yeah, she was a Jinx. She wasn't exactly STEM friendly, but she was really rich, and just being around machines in a show like Transformers was kind of amusing. But that's another issue entirely. You're gonna fix my watch or not? Well, we got our first side quest. Mend the watch in Shulk's lab. Do I have a lab? I know I had a lab. Don't worry, Desiree. I'll be your silent hero. View quests in the quest log. Yeah, this game might have been a AAA JRPG on the Wii, but they didn't really zoom in and get all the artwork done on these characters, so you can't really see their faces on any of the NPCs. Oh well. They put the assets where they count, and that's in the combat and in the questing. Relationship between, yeah, the affinity chart, yeah. Got my first friend. Press the plus button. I made a friend. Press the A button again. This is how the game handles social RPG stuff. You talk to people, which unlocks possible relationships with other characters, and if they communicate with each other, that also unlocks other side quests. So it's part of the completionism. You set up a relationship network, like a social network, between NPCs, which is actually kind of amusing. Like I said, for completionists, it's kind of neat. For people like me, it's just something to do on the side quest. Okay, so let's back out. Oh yeah, press plus for the relationship web. It gets kind of complicated later in the game. Tom Chick over in Quarter to Three is a huge fan of this game. He did a whole diary of this game in text form, and he mentioned things like this affinity chart right here. And who does she connect to? Well, we won't know because, see, there aren't that many people available in the social network yet. Colony 9. So eventually this will make more sense as we find more people. And you can see the little top right-hand corner of the screen shows all the possible, shows you the size of this network. So it's a whole other thing. That's our party affiliation. See, we're copacetic. And, see, toggle menu. That's just, get rid of the menu. Gender, time active. Okay, so she's on a schedule. You can see here. This is not Shenmue. But if you want to see a certain character at a certain time, you can stall for time by skipping ahead, I want to say. In fact, let me show you that. Minus sign. I want to say, not that. Yeah, if you want to change time, that's how you change time. That's how you keep appointments. We aren't going to advance time yet. We'll worry about that later. But it's like in Skyrim. You press a button to wait several hours, and then if a person you're looking for in Markath or whatever needs to roll by at a certain time of night or day, that's how you advance time, not having to wander around like in Shenmue. Which reminds me, that game, Shenmue 1 and 2 are available on the Xbox One at the Maryland Public Library system, but unfortunately, I wasn't really that interested. I got it just to make sure it ran. I was able to install it, and so it worked, but I'm not going to worry about that yet. We're going to keep exploring. Give me a second. So you got to see some fighting. You get to see some exploring. Before we end the video, maybe we have time to read the manual a bit more. I don't know. Well, let's hoard side quests. I mean, you know what kind of game this is. We don't need to target anything. I don't think you can dash in this game. Did you get all the landmarks? Yeah, I unlocked all the landmarks, it looks like. Where's my map? Let's see, area maps. Colony 9, so we haven't unlocked any other areas. Yeah. So we can skip around to these other waypoints right here. See? Press up on the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. You see the landmarks. We can skip around between all these areas. That's kind of amusing, actually. That's the wreckage site. And we zoom in. Yeah, I can't really zoom in. I can worry about that later. Yep. Landmark secret areas. Okay, so that's how you do that. Alright, so if we want to unlock more, we'll see what we can find. We'll go to the eastern side of the map, see what's going on. Well, I probably have to... Let me fix that. It's going to be... let me see if I can fix the mini-map, so it's easier to figure out where I'm going. Settings. Rotation. Let's fix the mini-map. There we go. And as you notice, I have Japanese voice acting on, so we'll worry about that later. Okay, so the map is fixed. So which way are we headed? We're headed north and east. Let's see. Let's unfog the rest of this town map. I think we found all the other landmarks, though, so we got all the experience we need. By the way, while I'm thinking about it, party. Okay, Ryan left, but what level am I? I'm level 3 already. I'm almost at level 4, though. It doesn't say how much experience I need to get to level 4. You can see over there on the left-hand side of the screen, you can see attack damage, which is, I guess, what really matters. Okay, not that kind of video. Though I guess if I wanted footage for another kind of video, I guess I could just leave it right here and just keep the camera on this guy for about 8 or 9 hours. In fact, when I start getting into the other characters, I'm sure some of y'all have a lot of fun watching YouTube videos of just these characters just doing their canned animations. Move the camera around. Yep, we can rotate. See? Yep. Study those assets, kids. We're out of here. Yeah, so if you're looking for footage to put on your YouTube videos, I guess you can do that. And in case you're wondering, yes, I'm quite familiar with the sequel and its character design. I'm quite familiar with it. I haven't played it, but I've seen plenty of it. Thanks, Japan. This game has a tiny bit of that, but it plays fair. But that game is just... It's a thing. Let's put more anime in this game. Only they don't mean giant robots. That seemed to be the logic behind the sequel. I'll play a Xenoblade Chronicles X a bit later, obviously, maybe later this year. But I definitely just wanted to see how it felt to play this game again, because I got a mad discount for this. I spent like a year selling a bunch of games, getting a bunch of points, discount points, and gift cards, and they finally added up. So I was finally able to get this game for less than 20 bucks. So it was worth it, because it's almost impossible to find this game for less than $20. It just will not move. And for a minute there, I thought about getting the 3DS, a new 3DS, just so I can play this game. I'm like, you know what? No. But I said I wasn't going to pay $40 for this game again, but I was willing to pay $20 for it again with a bunch of store credit. So I guess it was worth it in that sense. So I would not. This game is not worth $50. I'm not going to lie. I like it a lot, but it's not worth that much. Got another landmark. But I would say it's definitely worth $20 if you like JRPGs. Absolutely. Highly recommended for $20. If you have a Wii or a Wii U, I think if you like RPGs in any way, this one's a must-play, I think. But you have to know going. This isn't Skyrim, but you have to know going in. This is like a real timey combat system with a lot of exploration, and there's strategy based on its particular form of real-time battles. So. Again, it's not wandering around it's not just wandering around mashing on one or two attack buttons like in Ni no Kuni or anything like that. There's a lot more to it than that. Find the wedding ring in Colony 9. I don't think about finding it. By the way, I had a lab. Where's the lab? I want to at least get that quest done before I end the video. This thing could be anywhere, obviously. I guess at some point I'll see a flashing, glowing thing. And that'll be what I needed. Let's get to the lab. I just wanted to see what else is around here. There's plenty more to see here, obviously. And we're going south? Yeah, we're going south. We're going to finish exploring the southern half. You can even jump over the top. I haven't showed you how to jump. Press the B button to jump. So if you reach a certain area, you can jump over the guardrails and swim around. Completely free roaming combat. And there's some very high-level enemies out there on the, extremely high-level enemies out there on the water. Just a second. Yep, you can definitely jump over this, so we're not going to do that. So hold on. And there is an enemy somewhere on that wing, I want to say. And there's some enemies over there on the other side of the map. Before we get into some danger, let's just unfog some more areas of the map. Fine. There can be secret items over here, so it might be worth your time on occasion to actually wander around and see what's here to be found. I can't jump up here. Fine. So there is some platforming that's actually going to be useful later in the game if you want certain items, which I think is kind of amusing. So yeah, platforming does matter in this game, believe it or not. But again, it's not like Skyrim where you can like climb up every mountain and fall to your death. It's not like that. The combat, the exploration is a bit more canned in this game, but it's more user-friendly. So there's something to be said for that. It was a side quest in here. Wait, is it on top of something? It might be below me. Oh, there it is, right there. I want to make an omelet for my girl. So you want me to catch some wild eggs? Maybe they're really high in omega-3s. Yeah. Extra high in choline and cholesterol, I bet. Search quest. We've already established that. Material quest. So something around here has that egg. We just don't know which. Probably an enemy is going to drop it. Fairly certain enemy. This is a JRPG. Enemies drop everything. Found another landmark. You got to move the camera around pretty often, so let's keep that in mind. Nothing here. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to be found in these towns, so I remember spending quite a bit of time in here looking for certain items I need to complete quests. So trust me, I've been down that rabbit hole several times in this game. So fair warning. That's me being slightly OCD, but it's also me admitting that the game was It's also me admitting that the game was worth it. So I'll be fair about that. Let's see. One more area I need to unlock. Guess I thought there were more items here. Maybe not here. Maybe there were some, like, other NPCs around. Whoop! There we go. You're so good to me. Oh, wait. That's, yeah, Key the Metal Idol. Yeah. That's the other anime. Over here. Here we go. I lost the tool I need for work. I don't know what to do. Yeah, I'll find it for you, I guess. Find the spanner. You left in the commercial district, huh? Search quest 4. You said it's in the commercial district, so I have to keep track of that. See, there are people hidden in every alley in this game. It's kind of quest givers all over the place sometimes. This town, I want to say one other town with the same issue. Okay, well, you're not a quest giver, so I don't need you. Actually, it might be useful for this relationship web. See what this guy gives us. Doting grandpa. He's 70 in human years. Over here. Might be a ladder over here. Wait a minute. Let me see if I can jump on this thing. Nope. There we go. Okay, I can't make that jump. Okay, never mind. I don't think I can jump any higher anyway. There are blue things over there on the right side of the screen. See that to the left of me? There's a little blue thing in the water. We'll collect those later. I don't know if they're important, but I just like seeing if they're there. Rotate the camera a little bit by holding down the C button and using the D-pad, but nope, nothing to see here. So let's bail. Let's hope there'd be some secret items around here. There might not be. So we're gonna mix the things up in this playlist. We'll do some exploring and some fighting in every video if we can help it. Minnie. Yeah, boredom. She might be important later, I guess. I don't know. But again, not all the NPCs, but some of the NPCs are named, so they're going to be part of your relationship affinity chart. Relationship chart. See? Social networking. But again, it's just a bonus, I want to say. Alright. I found everything? Yeah, this is another waypoint. So we need to save our game at some point. So we can hoard all these mini quests. So there are enemies over here, and there's a tower up there I want you to see. So we'll get to that. We might finish off the video by going to that tower. Got plates? No. And it's daytime, too, so there's that. Okay, is that a light I can grab? That's decorative. Okay, never mind, whatever. Okay, first things first. Save our game. We don't have any help with this, by the way. What's-his-name isn't with us. So I guess we'll have to do the tower climb later. We have a fast travel point to get here, so I don't have to worry about traveling too far to get back to where those stairs are. So I'm going to want to take those stairs later, just so you know. Okay, we got about 10 minutes to do what we need to do here. So let's get back to the lab. Where's the lab, actually? That's what I'm thinking about it. Map. And map. I wish there might be a shortcut to the map. I just don't know what it is. Okay, so we've done all this. We've done all this. We've gotten pretty much everything now that I think about it. We could go north. Okay, first of all, where's Shulk's thing? What's this fast travel? The main entrance. Central Plaza. So let's go to the Ether Light. Let's see where Shulk's lab is. Now I'm curious. I skipped. Oh yeah, I use fast travel, so I got to skip an achievement, I guess. We won't go there yet. There are red markers around here. What are those about? Or are those enemies dropping stuff? Yeah, they might be enemies dropping stuff. Okay. We'll worry about that later. No, wait. What's this? Dunban's house. This might be a quest. This might be a quest point. Daytime. Aha! Look at that. I completed the resident's request and what? Completed. Oh, so I found the wedding ring. So I followed that red the red exclamation mark on the screen. I guess it's daytime, so the people I needed are showing up on the screen. So those red exclamation marks are appearing on the mini map. So that means I can finally find the items I'm looking for. Can I jump over that? Yeah, we'll get over there in a second. There might be something up here I need. So you gotta explore, kids. Might be some quest givers here, too. He's not named, so he's not important. Now, if he were a quest giver, I guess he would. Whoops! Darn, I think I needed that. Yeah, there might have been something up there I needed. Darn it. Yeah, these guys might be important later. But they're not named, so maybe they're not terribly important now. Someone else might show up later. A quest giver might show up in that area a bit later. Wait, what? Come back here, kid. I think you're a quest giver. Payola, see? Wait, what? Yeah. Ladies love Shulk and Rhine. No jokes, please. This isn't a Kingdom Hearts. This isn't a Kingdom Hearts fan club here. We don't talk about relationships between anime characters, especially male or female. So we're fair to both genders. Then we're fair to all the genders here in that sense. Okay, let's see. This is not the channel where we ship dudes and ladies. We don't ship on this channel. I'm sure you can if you want. We'll provide you plenty of content, plenty of fuel, but we don't do the shipping. We leave that up to you. Collect 2 Vang teeth. Find the wedding ring. So I already completed that. Okay. Press C to show the current ones. No current quest. Okay, so let's look at the Colony 9 quest. Oh, another side quest. Well, that's easy. They're out there over by the starting point. Yeah, those guys, those bunnets that we already defeated were over by the crash site. Monster quest. Okay, I think my DVD is struggling a little bit. Give me a second. I'm gonna have to stop the video pretty soon if it starts struggling anymore. We're going west. Yeah, right around here. There's a quest giver here. I think it's the quest completion right over here. Darn, it's probably up here. I probably have to climb these boxes. Crap. Let me see if I can jump over there. This could be interesting. Nope. Because there's something up here. It's probably on top. Let's see how I get up there. How do I get up there? Can I push boxes? Nah. Can't grab that. Nope. Crap. See, again, unlike Xenoblade 2, this game plays fair with its male gender characters. Just saying, just bringing that up, because we'll talk about that later. Actually, let me get back to you on Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So there's a way to get up there. I'm trying to figure out what it is. I'm finished. I'm almost near the end of the video anyway. Where's Shulk's lab? I can't climb that. Yeah, there's definitely a way to get to the second floor. I just forget what it is. Let's get creative here. Because there is definitely a way to get up there. I was trying to remember what it is. Not that one. Hmm. Nope. Let's save our game before we start doing anything crazy. We'll finish up this video with a bang. I'll show you one of those high-level enemies you're not supposed to fight yet, and we're going to run away from it as soon as possible. We're not going to do any more fighting until we get Ryan back, by the way. There are stairs there. See if there's anything over here. Thanks. Stupid porg. Alright, let's go down here and see what's going on. No fall damage I'm aware of. Way over. Sure. Whoop! Got a... Yep. Oh. So we got another dude. We can trade with him if we need to. Miller. Yep. So we're done with that. So I knew there's always there's guys around every corner around here sometimes. In every nook and cranny. It's ridiculous, really. But it's there if you want to play the game that way. They're there for you. Whoop, here we go. Found the tool. So I don't have to go back to the quest giver. I just found the spanner I was looking for and boom. I won it right away. Darn it. See, I think I'm doing too much. I think I need Ryan with me. Because I'm getting too much experience without him. That might be a problem. So I might need to stop doing these quests. That might be the issue. But that's how I got back to where I was now. So that's how I found what I was looking for. Rocco and his modern life. Not so useless, okay? Where is Ryan? Where's that stupid thing? I'm looking for the, what's a Colony 9 resident? Where's Shulk's lab? I mean, it's my own lab. I think I would know where to find it. I mean, it's supposed to be in someplace obvious. I'm about to end the video pretty soon. Let's see. Check quest details. We'll talk about the heart-to-hearts and stuff later. It's not that important yet. So again, where's my thing? I figure, like I said, it's my building. I figure I should know where it is. The quest giver? Yeah, okay. We got another monster quest. I don't know how strong that enemy is, though, so that's going to be a problem. Got another quest giver right here. Where's Horde and Quest? We don't want to complete them, because I want the experience for my party, not just for me. Biscuits. Yep. Just grabbing Marcia's biscuits. Also told you that I like to bite. And I guess it's obvious I also like to write. How do we... Darn it. Grabbing Marcia's biscuits. Nothing here. Where's my lab? It's probably in here somewhere. I'm assuming. You! Get over here. Liliana. Okay, we're almost done with this video, so you're running out of time here. How do I get into the house? I think there'd be a door or something. Yo, dude, is there a door to your house? I guess the door's locked is the other problem. Guess I can just walk into random people's houses, huh? Nope. Oh, well. Let's just see what I can find for the end of the video. Now I'm just mad at this point. Is there pop-in on those assets? What are you trying to do? Come on, Monolith, get with it. This is a very late model Wii game, so they really invested a lot of time trying to get all these little assets. All these little details working. But it's a pretty good looking game for a Wii game. It's actually pretty good looking. I mean, it's 480i, let's be honest, but people are emulating it now, so they're Basically making it run in 1080p, so I hope you're happy with that. Okay, hold that thought. I already helped you, right? Can't find my lab. I think those furnaces are going to be an issue later. I'm trying to remember if it was in this town or in another town. For some reason furnaces are back in my mind with respect to this game. Yeah, I can't find my labs. This sucks. I mean, okay, I'm probably going the wrong direction. I need to go over here to my destination. This is ridiculous. I'm wasting all kinds of time. So we'll finish up the video. Let's just hoard all of our side quests. Bottom, middle, top, middle. Yes. So that's my audio cue. So we'll finish up the video by going to that last place we need to go. Let's see. It's up and over here. Actually, how close is it to where we are? I want to fast travel there if I have to. It's up there. Darn it. There might be a quick way to get there. Let's just walk over there. Because we got to jump off the side anyway just to get there. It's in this direction. Yeah, it's right here, actually. Okay, so I guess this will be how we end the video. Yep, the fortress entrance. Where's Rhine? Discovery landmarks and landmarks reward XP. Find all landmarks and location to open up and complete the area map. Okay. More completionism. The Star Ocean 3 kind of did that too, just not nearly as well. But I found what I was looking for, and that's ultimately what matters. So I think this is just a cutscene. I don't think there's not supposed to be a boss fight here, is there? Skip. We'll skip it in a second. This is the other part of town, though. So I guess this is as good a cliffhanger as any. Yeah, we're skipping that. So we got that fast travel point. Let me get the quest giver here. Yeah, we'll think about it. We need something to do. And, wrong way. Yeah. So I think we're fine. I think what we're looking for is north of here. So I guess I was hoping there'd be something down here worth exploring, and there isn't. In here, I bet. Yep, in here. And another quest giver. Yeah, I'll think about helping you. I don't have small shells yet, huh? Oh, Crabbles always have them. Okay, so if I run into some more Crabbles along that beach down below the town, that'll probably be where they are, unless they're a higher level enemy. I don't remember. Hey, it's the Monado sword. Eric Dixon. Dixon? Okay, which Final Fantasy character does he remind you of? Actually reminds me of a King of Fighters character. Well, I only have one party member. Oh, it's Fiora. Oh, hey, it's my girlfriend. Don't get too attached to her. Spoiler alert. She goes out like Aerith. But that's only half the story. Should end the video pretty soon. Not Fiona, Fiora. Okay, Her model's not perfect, that's okay. The eyes might be a little too big. And the nose might be a bit much, but hey. It's dry as an S. They'll go along with it.
いつもの場所って多分な。そっか。ありがとう、ディクソンさん。
Yeah. That'd be time to end the video. Okay, so this is a good cliffhanger. Got to see Fiora. So we'll come back. I have to do my autosave. Yeah.